Yo, yo, yo. Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. Hello, everybody out there. Good to see everybody. I see you. How's everybody doing? Once again, welcome to episode 3 of our podcast. I got my man, Color is Everything. Good to see you, my man. Came in.
What's good? What's good? How you doing?
Good, good, good. We got a guest tonight. We got a fellow friend in the world of comic books. My man, Brickman Mosaics. He's here. Brickman is a young man.
Hello.
He's going to bring the young man's perspective tonight.
Hello, everyone.
Hey.
What's up, Brick, man?
All right. So, where do we start? So tonight, I wanted to. So, colors everything. I'm gonna put both of us on the spot real quick. So we are men in our 30s. Is that right?
Yeah, I'm already descending the supposed hill, as they say. I'm already descending the other side
Man,
of the hill.
you still got more to climb, man. You still got more to climb. But we are men of distinguished age. We are men who have seen things. We've seen comic books go from cartoons to TV shows or TV shows to comic books, whatever. You know, the boom of the comic book era in cinema.
Yeah, crazy.
And, tonight we have Brickman Mosaics, who is a young man. Brickman, you're about well, I don't know if you want to share your age, but
I'm 19.
19. All right. So this is a very young man here.
Okay.
I'll just let you know this, Jen. When you were born, I was in my junior year of high school, I believe.
Oh, I'm older than you, Sam's. Hold up.
Let me see if I getting the math right. 19.
Nah, you're right. You're right.
Oh,
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
I was
I was
born
born
after
in
9/11. That's what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna say I was born after 9/11.
You were born after 9/11?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was a sophomore.
Yeah, that was me. Yeah,
Yeah.
sophomore.
Let's just go with that. So,
Wow. But nonetheless, I wanted you on because I wanted you to share your perspective as well when it comes to comic book related talking stuff that we're going to be doing tonight.
All right. I'm totally fine with that, dude.
Cool. So let's just dive into the first topic of discussion. We ended off with Wanda Vision last week, so let's kick it off with Wanda Vision. The finale, Wanda Vision is done, is in the books. What you guys think?
Right? Wow.
You know, I'd say that WandaVision had a really great end credit scene. The end credit scene was awesome, and I'm like bringing in that scroll. Oh my gosh, I'm so happy. I'm happy they brought in the scrolls because it's connected to Spider-Man, as you can see, as you see in Far From Home. You got that scene, the very end, where like they get basically it's the scrolls in the car disguised as Nick Fury. So then you're knowing that scrolls are going to be coming in Spider-Man 3, and they're going to be appearing through WandaVision, and they might be appearing in Doctor Strange, and yeah.
But before we continue on, I forgot to even say the spoiler alert. I got to make a little banner at some point when we do these conversations. But if you're watching, just know that we are going to go into some spoiler territory when it comes to WandaVision. So yeah, colors everything. What do you think? How was WandaVision last episode series? What you think?
Yo, I missed it. You know, there's that high.
But you said you missed it, like you didn't watch it.
No. Hold on. Look, I'm saying. Let me start off with saying there's that high, right? Do you remember when you were and everybody on this panel? You remember going to a midnight showing of a movie of a Marvel movie, and you come out right, and after you see, because Brickman started talking about that closing scene, you see that last scene, you just feel amped, like you don't know all that energy. That's what I got from WandaVision, and I missed that feeling. I missed that, like the entire episode. I was like, "Yo, oh," and then I gotta do what my Brickman said. That very, very final scene, I was like, "What are we laying the groundwork here for, friends? What's happening?" And not just because, again, spoiler alert, please, y'all should be listening to this show. You should be listening to this show, but only after you watch the content.
Exactly.
Like the fact that she heard her kids, okay. I was like, I see what y'all doing. Okay. I see what y'all doing. And then she's already learned how to astral project. Like chick didn't even know magic a second ago, but now you can astral project.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I mean, there was so much content, there was so much in the episode, but I gotta agree with Brickman, how it ended. It's just my palate is wet. Like 2 weeks, I can't do 2 weeks, man. They could have. I needed Falcon and Winter Soldier like right now, just to kind of like make sure the fix is still good. It was too good.
So I'll just make sure we getting all these other channels up and running. I bet. I'm on the same boat. I'm in the same boat with both of you guys, obviously. Just watching the entire episode, Vision versus Vision. You know, I was anticipating that fight from the time I saw the blank Vision, you know, looking at himself. You know, I'm like, okay, I know what's gonna happen. I know this fight's going down, but my favorite part of that fight was when they were talking in either in the, I don't know if they were in a church or they were in some type of town hall. That mental
library.
Oh my!
Yeah, they were in the library.
Oh my goodness! Just them circling each other, and they're talking to each other, and their intellect and their reasoning is on such a higher level. I was like, yo, this is the fight right here. This is the battle right here.
I mean,
so excited to see that, because it's like, you know, not all the time you see that type of fight in a comic book movie. You usually see, you know, somebody who's strong, someone who's equally as strong, and they go head to head. We got a little bit of that just to let us know, okay, if these two were to fight in the real world, this is what will go down. So we got that. And Marvel does a good job of showing that type of comparison and power with their characters. They do that all the time.
Very true. Yeah.
But to see that conversation and to see how the blank Vision was like, I need you to elaborate. Like I need you to school me to what you just told me. And then boom, they were just, oh man, that was brilliant. That was brilliant. I thought that was a great scene.
You know, it's funny that you bring that up, because I love that scene as well, if only because I saw that the only way that fight could have ended would have, well, there are two ways it could have ended. There's some type of merger, or logic would have to rule out, because his directive was only to kill Vision. Right. But the reality is, like, that could be a circular argument, because I would have been like, well, who are you? Right? Like, yes. And so the approach they took, I was like, oh, that's dope. You know, and getting some background information on that particular boat and the philosophical question behind it was like, oh, that's nice.
That got you thinking. That got you thinking. And I will agree with you guys with the after credit scene, especially the astral plane of Wanda, you know, going through the dark hole and learning. You know, the witches clearly stated that this was the most darkest book that's out like ever. So the type of magic that's in here is dangerous, and Wanda's magic is chaos. That goes hand in hand. Yeah. So it's just seeing that, and you know what, that part got me, because I thought it was really gonna be, oh, she got the tea, she's doing the tea and everything like that, and you know, and that's, I thought that was gonna be it. But then hearing the music in the background, and I heard a podcast earlier today that said the music in the background was the same music from Doctor Strange. They made that connection. Well, and they showed that. I was like, wow. What were you saying, Brickman?
I saw something on YouTube talking about like that WandaVision, like the very last scene where you hear that music, it ties directly into Multiverse of Madness. And it's saying that WandaVision, like Wanda might make an appearance in Doctor Strange in Multiverse of Madness. And if that does happen, it could also directly lead into Spider-Man 3 after, you know, like after Doctor Strange.
See, and I'm actually gonna say to that, Brickman, the reports and rumors that I get, and also the threads that they lay out, I think because No Way Home comes out this year, right, I actually believe that we're gonna get some inkling of Wanda's working in WandaVision in No Way Home, which then influences Multiverse of Madness. Because I mean, let's look at the clues and think about the comic source material that they're laying out. You know, so we're getting the Scarlet Witch, who is phenomenally like just off the charts powerful. But we know in the comic book she ends up trying to create kids that become realized. Right, that's a fact in the comic book. Her kids are realized. She does at some point have some type of breakdown, or because of her good intentions, just like we saw in WandaVision, has some negative results. So my thought is, as we see her reading the dark hole, hearing the voice of her kids, that she's going to muddle with dimensional magic, which then will open up both the problem and the solution for Spider-Man. Like, the world knows who I am, so how can I not be that person? Well, if there are two other Spider-Men that pop out, then it might be like, oh, this kid can't be it because look at them. But then the issue is, if you're also going to get the villains, you're also going to get their issues that come in.
Yeah.
And so now
you get Doc Ock and you get Electro.
And so now Doctor Strange got to come in and be like, all right, so funny thing about you reading this book and all, you can't. You just can't do that. That's my thought. That's my theory.
So for that theory, I say bravo. That's a brilliant way of introducing and connecting all of that web, pun intended. What I really like what you said is that she's going to open up these dimensional holes and bring in answers to her problems, but that's also going to open up other holes as well. Now, since we're kind of bringing in Spider-Man into the conversation, at the end of Far From Home, you know, I thought that part was out of the park. I didn't see it coming, and that's what I love when stuff like that hits you, and you're like, same reaction. But I'm like, okay, well, this is a universe where superheroes don't necessarily have a secret identity.
Very true.
So when I saw that, I said, well, okay, Spider-Man would be the only character right now that can't expose who he is, because he's a kid. You know, he's putting everybody in danger who's around him, which I get. So to hear that theory that you just said, Color, you know, that actually works, because that eludes the attention off of Tom Holland's Peter Parker and put it on someone else who is Peter Parker. Now, which Peter Parker do they pull in? You know, that's a whole nother question and a whole nother conversation. However, I do like the fact that, well, you know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, Doctor Strange is not as powerful as Scarlet Witch. At least Scarlet Witch gets to her potential.
Whoa! First of all, let's rewind that back.
Okay. But let's go based on what they said.
MCU. Oh, okay, we're talking MCU.
And talking MCU.
Okay.
So Agatha said that her powers, it goes beyond even the Sorcerer Supreme.
But what if she doesn't know who the current Sorcerer Supreme is?
Okay. Now, technically, they've never really interacted. So while one was on one planet, Doctor Strange was on Titan, Wanda was on Earth. And then even when the battle was going on, you know, there was not an interaction between the two of them for them to actually see each other's power. So there's a possibility that she wouldn't know who the Sorcerer Supreme
is. Well, I'm talking about Agatha. I'm thinking Agatha as a
witch. You're thinking Agatha? Okay.
Yeah, because she's the one that said it. And so I'm wondering, because I'm linking some other comments. The Sorcerer Supreme, the Ancient One.
Yeah, I was going to say that, yeah.
He was going to be the greatest of them all. And the Ancient One is pretty beast. And so my thought is, and I'm using some comic book ground because we know Marvel is dope to their source material.
Right.
In the comic books, he was the one that fixed WandaVision, Wanda's issues in the comic books. Doctor Strange did it.
That's true.
So I am wondering if her comment is based on her knowledge of the Sorcerer Supreme being the Ancient One and not our current Doctor Strange. And even if that's not the case, he's also an adept learner.
That's true.
There's actually a theory that I've had for a while that since it revealed that Agatha was like the villain of the show, like I just had this big theory that just popped in my head. Like, what if Agatha created the multiverse? And that's why we're getting Spider-Man No Way Home, why Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield are coming, and like reason why Pietro is back and you know, and WandaVision. So it would make sense that like it's not just Wanda who created the hexagon. It was Agatha all along who, like, you know, as the song says, it was Agatha all along, and it's explaining that she created the multiverse while Wanda created Vision.
You know, to pull on that thread a little bit, I wouldn't say that she created the multiverse, but I would say that she helped with Wanda exposing or opening that rift a little bit more. Because even in that final battle, when they were in the sky and then you saw the different spells that was on the actual hex. So she taught her how whether it was, well, we all know, like in the comic book, she is her mentor and everything like that. Well, in this case, inadvertently taught her how to use this power to this degree of magnitude. So I could see her Agatha playing a role in that, opening those rifts.
And I actually see a role in Agatha being a part of the solution, you know, because typically the villains that don't die in Marvel Universe have some later impact. And so the fact that she's in this place where Wanda knows and has a connection to Wanda from a particular time at the genesis of her Scarlet Witch life, I can see in the Multiverse of Madness it being Doctor Strange now, like trying to figure this out. She's gone bonkers, right? Where someone's manipulating her powers, and he's got to figure out how to get to her. How'd she get here, right? How'd she become this person? And he finds Agatha, who then helps him quell her so that all three of them, or two of them, can take whoever the big baddie is.
Or it could be reversed. Agatha and Wanda are working together. And Agatha is trying to pour in all of her knowledge into Wanda, kind of like an apprentice.
So Wanda can get the thing that she wants.
Right.
But that could be the very thing causing an issue that Doctor Strange is trying to solve. Sam's.
Because when she kept her, I'm like, okay, well, she kept her alive, obviously. Good. That's what we need. But at the end, I was expecting to see Agatha in the house with her. And I was saying, okay, well, Agatha is there. She's probably, you know, in her same state of mind, but she's there. So that means that, and of course, Wanda said the line, you know, if I need you,
yeah,
I was like, yeah, she's gonna grip onto something in that dark hole, and she's like, you know what? The only person that knows about this is Agatha. So I can do that.
You know, the other thing that we should explore with this episode, and Brickman, you talked about it, is the Skrulls. Now, here's something I gotta say, Marvel, it'll either be the biggest whoop-de-doo ever, and that's saying because they've done a lot, or they're gonna completely throw it up. Because we know in the comic book, Secret Invasion is the exact, almost like the flip, right?
Yeah.
The Skrulls who are secret. And yes, the Kree are involved, right? There's this big Kree war. But like, it's the Skrulls who are trying to take over Earth and inhabit it.
Yeah.
And so it makes me wonder if there's a long game being played. And this is not a season 4 thing, right? This is a phase 4 thing. I'm talking about phase, like, you know, Kevin Feige, he's already shown I'm using advance.
The phase 7 right now.
So for all we know, because we saw so many Skrulls on that ship, for all we know, already the people that we are seeing as heroes are Skrulls.
Right.
So yeah, Secret Invasion is going to be whatever it is. You know, the Skrulls will be like, well, the Kree are coming to this, and they're going to fight the Kree, and they'll have all these people. But I remember, if you guys have never watched it, I hope you have. But Earth's Mightiest Heroes, Avengers: Earth's Mightiest Heroes, the most recent Avengers cartoon. Stellar work, like stellar writing, great animation. I love it, art. And I remember in that show when they did Secret Invasion, I was like, what? Like, what? Wait, when was Cap? Who? Huh?
It throws your entire world upside down.
So what do you guys think about that? Is that even though, you know, the Skrulls seem like friends now, they have already replaced some of our friends.
What you think, Brickman?
I think so. Yeah.
I have because remember there is a Skrull called the Super Skrull who has the power, who can pretty much not only take the shape but powers and everything. I'm thinking
only of the Fantastic Four.
Oh yeah.
So that's what I'm leading to.
Okay.
I'm thinking because I'm gonna state a movie that's probably not popular, but I've always liked it. I see your face already. So the recent Predator movie.
Okay.
The recent Predator movie. So the premise of the movie was that Predator was there to help the humans because there's something called the Super Predator that's coming. That's meaner, bigger, stronger than the original Predators. And the Predators were already an issue, but this Super Predator is just a big, that's the premise of the movie. When I thinking about the Skrulls, I'm thinking that some Skrulls are legitimately are good guys. They're working with us, but there is a bigger threat in a Super Skrull that is on the way. And I think that's when we're going to get, once we get Fantastic Four proper, we're going to get that Super Skrull. That's what I'm thinking.
I see your theory. Wait, Brickman, what do you think?
I think that I think seeing the Skrulls was actually a really cool thing to see. I think the most because well, as you can see in Spider-Man, like remember in Spider-Man Far From Home, we get that post-credit scene with like the Skrulls, and they're talking about bringing in Nick Fury back, and then we see in like Wanda Vision, we see them again. Like this could be a possibility that they're about to take over Earth. Like take over Earth when Spider-Man is no longer seen. Like it said, so there was like a little spoiler alert about Spider-Man 3. There was a little post that posted up on Instagram about Flash Thompson about making a little Instagram post saying that Spider-Man has gone missing. If Spider-Man has gone missing, then this could mean that the Skrulls are taking over Earth when Spider-Man is not there.
I hear you on that. Go ahead, Brickman.
If they're taking over Earth, then that could possibly mean they're bringing Agatha, meaning Agatha will be taking over the multiverse and bringing in all these villains to kill Spider-Man. Like they bring in Doc Ock, which he felt like, as you can see from Spider-Man 2. You remember that scene where Doc Ock falls into the ocean and he's about to die? Imagine seeing this. That golden circle that you see, that big glowing orb in the back, is not the sun. It's Doctor Strange's portal. He falls through the portal and ends up in the MCU. That's why we're getting him back in this movie. And we're seeing Electro as he disappears into blue thin air. Imagine if he's not, imagine he's not disappearing, but he's going back. He's going into another dimension, meaning going into the MCU.
Say that last part again, Brickman.
So Electro, basically in Amazing Spider-Man 2, he's not in the MCU. And what we see last of him is that we see a battery on his head or whatever that makes him explode, meaning he dies, right? So imagine bringing him into the MCU. But, like, he died. Like basically he blew up, but he didn't blow up, and he ended up in the MCU. Like, he transported to, like, he teleported to a different dimension.
He's pure energy. Okay, I think you're onto something there. I think at least with the Electro, I think he is the key. I do think he's the key because he's pure energy. One of the things that we're seeing, at least in the MCU, and I'm saying this because of what Spectrum or Captain Marvel, depending on what we want to call her, what she can do, because she was able to see Agatha's energy. So they're saying that magic is just another form of energy.
Exactly.
And so I think Electro is the key. But with your Skrull thing, so I actually think Spider-Man will go missing, but not because like he's dead or anything, but because he's just in a different universe. We're gonna get some universe hopping. And I don't know if they're gonna do the whole Skrull invasion this early, because the Kree thing is gonna be an issue, which is where I go back to you, Sam's. I actually think we're gonna get the Fantastic Four at the end of either Secret Invasion or Captain Marvel 2, because I think the Kree are gonna go all out. Okay. And I think in a response to that, they're going to create a Super Skrull.
And also, you remember from WandaVision how like what's the lady's name that gets the powers? I forgot.
Spectrum. Her name is Spectrum.
Yeah. So Spectrum is like basically she would be what I gotta rewatch Fantastic Four. I gotta rewatch every character because it's so hard to remember comic books, you know.
Yeah.
But what's his name? Is fire. He has fire powers and
the Human Torch.
Human Torch. Yeah. She basically Spectrum could be the first like female Human Torch for this MCU version.
What do you mean?
Well, because she has powers and like basically of her like the powers she had at the very beginning of the way she like punched down, you know, and the way she fought and all that is like kind of how like how the Human Torch started fighting in the first place, like how he got his powers. He started like punching and all that, and his eyes would light up like that, you know. That's how his powers started.
I see the correlation you're making, but so I'm showing my age with this answer. So Marvel, one thing about the Marvel Cinematic Universe is that they, as loose as they are with certain storylines from the comics, they're very spot on when it comes to their characters. The characters that they use and that they present either is already the comic book accurate version of that character or will then become that. So, you know, when it came to Scarlet Witch, Wanda Maximoff, I remember watching the episode and then seeing her don the Scarlet Witch persona, and I was applauding because I said, okay. I remember seeing her walk out in what was it, Age of Ultron, after she had that talk with Hawkeye.
Yeah.
Down and she's doing her thing, and I'm just like, yes. That's what I like. Yeah, I know you're Wanda. You're gonna be Scarlet Witch, but you're not Scarlet Witch yet. But I know you're gonna be Scarlet Witch, right? So sorry about this. Get this alarm. Oh, this is so unprofessional.
Yeah, that's how you know we live on a comic show, y'all.
Oh yeah, we live. And this thing wanna. Okay, I'm sorry about that, guys.
No problem.
Making all this noise. Anyway, like I said, seeing that, you knew from the comic book she becomes Scarlet Witch, but they never called her that until now. This took years in advance. So, you know, Brickman, when you say, you know, Spectrum, you know, somehow becoming, or not even somehow becoming like Human Torch, I feel like they're going to still stay true to their characters' origins to an extent. But eventually, the character will be comic accurate. At the end. So that's what I'm thinking here.
Which is why I think we have to think the long game with how Kevin Feige works. You know, like Infinity War. For example, when we first saw Thanos, that was at the end of Avengers, but there were other threads being prepped long before then, and we didn't get Infinity War until, almost 4 or 5 years later. 4 or 5 years later.
It was 2012 when we first saw
the Avengers.
The Avengers.
Yeah, and Infinity War came out 2019, 2020.
2019.
So I think we have to think long game, Brickman, in terms of how they're setting things up and realizing that they're always accurate. Like my thought about the Fantastic Four, how they were laying it, is the fact that Sword has been to outer space, Monica herself has been to outer space, and the fact that Nick Fury is currently in outer space. So an easy retcon for them could be, you know, these 4 young geniuses join Sword, or Sword recruits them because of their intellect. You know, you get a plucky young kid, and whether they choose to do what Fox did, which is to make it culturally appropriate, maybe having Sue and Johnny be black. I honestly, and this is, I'm going to be honest, because we talked about this with our black heroes.
Yeah.
There are some things that I'm actually, and maybe I'm wrong for this, okay with not being acculturated because I've seen these characters a certain way for so long.
Right.
I'd rather you give us new characters. But that being said, I think that's how we'll get them. And so they'll already be in outer space. And I think just like how Marvel did with Spider-Man, because we've seen the origin 6, 7, 20 times,
yeah,
they'll skip that. They'll just be like, look, you know how they got their powers, but this is what they've been doing. You know
how we got here. We
don't need to see Batman's origin story anymore.
This is how we're already getting the Batman 2022, and I'm excited for that.
Oh,
the origin story for that.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry for you. You're so young. You really are excited for the Batman?
Dude, it's no origin story. There's no origin story for this movie.
What do you mean? It's his beginnings. They're definitely going to play a flashback scene.
No, it's not gonna have a flashback. I know that.
But what are you doing right now? Are you in school? Are you
yeah, I'm in school.
What are you going to school for?
College.
Yeah, I'll drop $50 on your account that if they don't do it, if they do not do it, you don't have to owe me anything. If they,
I bet you $50 it won't be.
I don't even want your money. I will give it to you. If they do not do a flashback scene of the pearls dropping from his mother's neck, the slow-mo bullet, right? Him screaming, I will give you $50 because they're gonna do it. It's gonna happen.
All right.
So Big Man, I should have warned you. Colors everything. He is. I try to be balanced as best as I can. People who know me know that I'm diehard Marvel. I will, but I also support DC because what is yin without the yang? You need two sides.
Exactly.
You need. So I try my best, but I mean, Colors everything. He's relentless when it comes to he gives them no pass whatsoever. And I don't listen. I don't blame him. But I try my best. To be balanced. So let's try to be balanced.
Okay.
Let's move on.
Okay. To that.
DC for a little bit.
I will say, Brickman, I am excited to see some of the villains that we haven't seen in a while come on screen in their reinterpretation. So I'll give that to this new Batman movie.
Like the Riddler, for instance.
Exactly. And to me, finally to get a Riddler that makes sense for the world that we live in. And that's one of the things. I'm gonna stay away from Marvel. I think that's one of the things that makes your comic book movie relatable and even made Batman Begins, the Christopher Nolan Batman, so connected because Batman himself was grounded for much as the man that dresses in a batsuit and goes out and fights crime. But all of the villains that he fought, and really the Joker being probably the biggest named one, I don't even really consider Bane. They were grounded. Joker was really just a man who saw the world differently. That's it. He just saw the world differently.
Yeah.
And so I think in this movie, what at least I see from trailers, and for what they seem to be making the Riddler out to be, is really just kind of a genius, psychotic person.
Yeah. The way the Riddler looks is it looks so good. It looks so good of how the Riddler of the riddles he makes, saying, just let's play a game, just you and me, and that makes it as much as better as the Riddler you'd see in the comics, because as he the mask he's wearing, the tape around his face, that's Hush. That's literally Hush.
You're right.
So I would say, in my opinion, one of the most grounded, realistic villains that I've seen is Heath Ledger's Joker.
Yes,
most grounded.
Rest in peace, Heath Ledger.
Rest in peace and everything. Watching him portray Joker till this day, they're never gonna have a better Joker after him. And I'm even including Joaquin Phoenix because I didn't like Joaquin Phoenix's approach to Joker.
Gotta be honest.
I didn't like it. And it's funny because we still got a Batman origin in that movie. Joker. I was like, man, they can't quit. But Heath Ledger's Joker, I watched like one time I watched that movie, Dark Knight, and I just watched Heath's part. I skipped everything just to listen to the Joker. And just listening to him, I'm like, you know what? I get it. I get it. Like you are the type to be like, yo, you guys think that you could just live in this type of organized chaos, that the rich people could just do whatever they want. I'm gonna show you the ugliness of your society. And I'm telling you that everybody can be ugly. And I was like, yeah, I get that. I get that. So I've always liked that character, and I never seen him as like a comic book villain. I saw him as a societal villain. That's how I saw him. So, but you know, now we're getting our 4th, 5th, 6th Batman movie, and you know, Brickman, if you're saying that it's not going to be an origin, it's going to be straight up, you know, I want it to be year 1. If you're going to do it right.
Oh, year 1 was great.
Exactly. Do it right.
I've been saying this for the longest time. If you're not going to give me Batman Beyond, then give me year 1. First year as Batman. That's
Batman
what I want.
Beyond. Oh, another one.
Like Batman Year 1, that was a good movie.
Yeah. The comic book, cartoon.
Their animated material is just phenomenal. I can't knock them for their animated material. You just can't. They're
the animated movies, like some of them are really bad. Like the Batman the Killing Joke, that one just sucked big time.
Did it straight away from the source material, or was it just like
from the movie side?
Okay.
Not the comic. The comic is awesome, but like the movie itself is just.
That's the one where you had choice, right? Is that the one where you can choose what happened and how?
Yeah. No. That's not the right one. No. Batman the Killing Joke is like, this one is all about Barbara's. It's like a Barbara love story.
Yeah,
it's not good.
I get that.
Did I see that? Did I see the Killing Joke?
Because if you're looking at the Killing Joke from the comic perspective, that was dark. That was a really dark.
Yeah.
Hard to really I mean, it's not hard to translate that to like live action or even animated, but I think it was too dark for animated. But I think that's why they went the route they went, because they still have to cater to a demographic of younger viewers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, who have access to or could have access to it. Yeah.
Right. So I get that they had to tone it down a little bit.
Make it R.
But when it comes to the movies, I mean, let's look at the slate real quick of DC.
Do we have? I mean, yes. Yeah, sure.
So we have Batman. We have the Robert Pattinson's Batman.
Yeah. We have Michael Keaton's Batman.
Well,
wait, what?
It's supposed to be in Flash.
Oh, that, yeah.
That's supposed to be Flashpoint. Batman Ninja was okay. Jesse Brick.
That was a dope movie. I did like that.
I'm trying to think what other live action. And I'm not including Snyder Cut, which I do.
You have such strong feelings for.
Yeah. We're going to touch on that in just a bit, but I do want to give DC its time. Man, that's the hard thing about DC. Is like you really don't know what their slate is because they change it so often.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I only know of the Batman movie that's coming out, and then Suicide Squad.
That one I'm excited for.
Is that a sequel or is that a reboot?
No, it's continuation. It's
continuation without the Joker.
Okay. I mean, I felt like the first one was without the Joker as well, but that's just my opinion.
Birds of Prey was pretty good. I like that one.
Okay.
First of all, for you, my face changed. I was like, Brickman, so much to learn, so little time. You really enjoyed. All right, tell me what you enjoyed about Birds of Prey, Brickman.
The reason why I learned is like it's all girl power, and then it has Ewan McGregor. I'm like, I do not like Ewan McGregor's Black Mask, but I do like the team up. I like how it has the comedy without the Joker. It's like finally she broke up. It has what's her name? Huntress. It has Huntress, It has it has the cop. It has Harley Quinn. It has Catwoman in there. It's a good movie. Like you get an all girl power movie versus one bad guy. Like, and then you got Zaz. That's a Batman movie I need.
Okay, I will. You know what? I will give it a shot. I will give it a shot. I will.
I think Brickman, you might be the only one who watched Birds of Prey. I
wasn't caught up, and because I sat through Suicide Squad, like that's why.
Yeah, Suicide Squad sucked, and I did not like it. It was just.
And you know what? No, go ahead, Brickman. I'm sorry, I cut you.
No, it's fine. I was gonna say that Suicide Squad, like, it sucked because Jared Leto just didn't do a great job at voicing Joker. Like, he tried his best. But he just wasn't good.
You think, honestly, that movie was bad just because of the script and the story.
Yeah.
I didn't even think he got a chance to shine, which is where I'll say, where I do give DC credit, and I know you definitely disagree with me, Sam's, is because I think Zack Snyder's approach to the heroes was a different kind of, the groundwork that he was at least trying to make, I think was something we might have been able to buy into if the studios themselves gave him the support. Right.
Yeah.
And that's my thought. Like I tell everyone, I actually like Man of Steel. I like it a lot. I like that Clark.
Good. Yeah.
I mean, just in really, no one forget his name. The actor who gave us now
Henry
Cavill, who now gave us Geralt, which Witcher, love it. Played the game, can't beat it. It's taking too long. But who gave us Geralt, who also may give us Mass Effect and give us I played that game too, and I can't remember the name. But like, I think Henry Cavill is untapped potential in terms of like acting chops. He should be Sentry, by the way. If MCU wants to go real far out, Henry Cavill should be Sentry. Anyway,
okay.
But my point is with Zack Snyder's like universe that he was building out, there was this level of grounded and grittiness and tone that he was creating that yes was jarring for DC material, but at least gave DC an identity. And one that they couldn't even stick with. And so as a result, like we're like, all right, whatever, where y'all going? I don't know where you're going. Okay, is it Suicide Squad or is it Man of Steel? You know?
Yeah.
Is it Josh Whedon's Justice League or is it Zack Snyder's Justice League, right? Is it Wonder Woman's lavishness or Aquaman's humor? You know, so I think what MCU created a tone and a reality that if DC was to do regardless and stick with it, we might appreciate. Even Shazam liked it, but also the tone was, is this really for kids? Is this for me? Like I don't know.
So
when I was younger, I wanted to see Suicide Squad so bad, and then when I finally watched it on YouTube, I was like, "This is trash! I can't believe I asked to see this movie. I should not have seen this movie. It's terrible."
And I definitely didn't pay for it, so I'm sorry that she did.
And then when they released the new Suicide Squad trailer by James Gunn, I was like, "This is better. This is something I wanted since I was like, at least I'm gonna say 10."
And I'll throw this out there: DC should thank Marvel for being too quick at the draw. That's the only reason they got James Gunn.
Yep.
So Marvel still rules the world. Okay.
The story behind that. Oh my gosh! But so one of my favorite DC movies in this new era is Man of Steel as well. Yeah. I love the approach of Man of Steel. Didn't agree with the ending, but I love the approach.
It makes sense.
I got what Snyder, and I'm a fan of. Well, I was a fan of Snyder. We have another co-host on here. I Am Legend. He always gets on me and rags on me for liking Watchmen. I love that movie.
Oh yeah, that movie was good.
I love that movie. It was just a movie where, like I said, it was an alternate reality. It's just like The Boys. I like stuff like that. However, it has to have a point. I think what Zack Snyder to me failed at doing is making a point and sticking the landing. So if I'm the head of Marvel, I tell you, hey, listen, I want you to make a movie for me. You got 2 hours and 30 minutes to drop this movie. You need to tell a cohesive story. You have to set up other stories for the end, and you have to pay off stories from before. I need you to do that for me.
Mm-hmm.
My job as a director, along with my team, is to make that vision come to life and still tell that story. The problem that Zack Snyder has, he does not know how to tell a story within a time frame. You constantly have to look at a 4-hour span of his story in order to understand the full picture. When your job is to give us something within 2 hours.
Zack Snyder is the Michael Bay of comic books.
Oh, without a doubt. I read somewhere that they either went to the same school or they're good friends. I saw it somewhere. I to research it. I just said, if that's the case, all right. But Batman versus Superman is what broke me.
Martha, what you say? Martha?
Broke. Yo, that movie that was the first time I would say this to my grave. That was the first time I went to sit at a comic book movie and I was emotionally angry. Now, comic book movies are supposed to get you emotional. Supposed to make you happy, supposed to make you sad, supposed to make you mad. You know, you get all those emotions. But I was emotionally angry and frustrated. When I came out, I was like if I saw, like I was fortunate to be around my fellas, and we all was talking, and I was quiet. My brother was right next to me. He was like, yo, bro, you good? You know, when you asked him, yo, man, you good? I'm like, I need to go to sleep. I was like, I need to go to bed. I can't talk about this right now. That movie made me mad. And then when I heard that there's an extended version to that movie, I said, oh, so you mean to tell me that there were some parts that were cut out and, you know, some parts are going to make more sense? Okay, cool. I watched it. I watched 36 minutes of it. And once I got to that 36-minute mark, I was like, yep, took the DVD out. Well, I got it at Redbox. I don't know if that's before your time, Brickman. But I got it at Redbox. Brought it back the same day.
What movie again?
What was that?
What movie was it?
No, it's Batman versus Superman, but I got it from
yeah. I remember. I remember that movie. I watched that one. I used to like that movie until before it was bad.
It was
Beautiful Lie.
Like, to me, if you're gonna tell a story by deconstructing a character, make it make sense. It has to be you cannot take 4 different stories with great storylines. Dark Knight Returns, beautiful storyline, in my opinion. I love that.
Mm-hmm.
The Death of Superman,
gosh, phenomenal. Beautiful
storyline. Like, you do not need to take elements from those stories and cram them into one story. That it infuriated me because you ruined a potential Man of Steel 2, because that could have been Man of Steel 2 right there. That whole story, Superman story in BVS could have just been Man of Steel 2. And you could still have him die at the end of the movie. That would have been a big thing.
Absolutely. Yeah.
We've never seen Superman die or in a live action form. You know, even the stuff with making Zod turn into Doomsday, that got me upset too, because I was like, you could just do a Doomsday. You don't need to explain his origins. He landed on Earth. He's ripping up the place. Superman got to take care of that. Superman dies. Go. That's it. You know.
Yeah.
And then Suicide Squad followed.
Sorry, I don't mean to laugh at your pain, fams. I'm sorry, I don't mean to laugh at your pain.
I'm like, yo, you guys are really hurting. You're really hurting this. You're really hurting this. The wound is not healed yet, and you guys are already sticking your finger in the wound. Jay-Z production, man. Yeah, man. Go into the chat and jump on, man. That was the other young man that I was gonna have come on. Even though you got about 10 minutes, bro, but still come on. I want to hear your perspective. Yeah, and then Wonder Woman came out. Justice League came out.
he just moves past it, and
because it has a very special place to a lot of people's hearts. I don't want to say that it's a Captain America mixed with Thor as a woman. I don't want to say all that. I don't want to get into all that. Then Justice League came out, and then so on and so forth. So I hate Zack Snyder for what he did to the potential that DC.
Okay, I give you that. I give you that.
I am with you. He took a different approach and gave us a different side to these superheroes that I felt could have went, but not every superhero could be Batman. You need one Batman. Not all of them could be Batman. And that was my problem with his vision.
Corey, I bet you didn't know that this might I hope this stream doesn't get age restricted because I said this, but Steppenwolf's you know what appeared in the movie. Like just it was just hidden there. No one saw it.
I'm not going back to look for it. Oh man,
yeah. It was just hidden there. I'm like, oh my god, I hope this movie doesn't get R-rated.
But you know, that's again, Watchmen. Zack Snyder was he took full liberty of that source material, and it is bad because in the source material, in the graphic novel, Mr. Manhattan or Dr. Manhattan, it was only seen in his full glory once, and that was it. And Zack Snyder made it a running gag, and I felt like that was hurting the movie. But you know, as it relates to DC, you know, I think the further they get away from Zack Snyder's vision is where they can finally separate themselves from what Marvel is. But I've said this before, and I'll say it again. I don't think Marvel at this point has an equal or a rival in this field. I think that DC can, to me, DC could do anything they want, but Marvel has already reached where we thought was the top at the end game, and then they just shattered that with Spider-Man and Wanda Vision. Yeah, we have a whole nother section that we haven't even tapped yet. We have a whole bunch of characters in reserve that we haven't even dropped in your lap yet.
Let me give you this though.
The thing at the end of Guardians of the Galaxy 2, yeah, we didn't even crack that open yet for you.
Oh gosh, Adam, okay. But let me give you this though. Let me throw out something.
All right.
And this is for every producer, whatever, that comes across the show and listens to it. I think you said something, Sams, that needs to be understood.
Gotcha.
At the end of the day, comic book fans and pop culture fans really do love a story, especially comic book fans. When we read comic books, the art just brings to life the story, and the action really is expounded based if the story is good. Because we'll read graphic novels that may have 2 or 3 pages of action if the story is good, and then we'll love material if the action is dope and there's a story to follow it, which I don't think DC has stuck to. But I'm gonna throw this a wrench out there. Well, I think Hasbro has the potential to do what Marvel does if they reset right, because they didn't have an example. And I think they also suffered from the Zack Snyder of their world, which is Michael Bay. And I know this is a Marvel's comic show, but I also love Transformers, which has a comic book. And I tell you, Transformers was groundbreaking when it came out. Groundbreaking.
Definitely.
And then Michael Bay was smoked what he put out, and he shouldn't have did that. And I think if they reboot right, and this is somebody who, like, I know as much about Transformers as I do about comics, and I'm saying, because if you get a Transformers, G.I. Joe, potential He-Man type combination going on, all right, let me take out He-Man. My bad. That was too much. Let me take out He-Man. Think about the wealth of Transformers that you have out there. Right? And then you have this G.I. Joe world co-stops. Like, there are stories to tell inside there. But I also think Hasbro didn't have what Marvel has now set, which is an example. And I think DC also can learn from Marvel. Look at their example, right? Find your tone, but look at the template. Have your own tone, but match the template.
Yeah.
I think there's potential.
Before I'm going to let in a good friend of mine, Joe, another young man, young perspective. That's what I want tonight. Before I let him in, though, what did you think about Bumblebee?
Loved it. Was the Transformer movie that I wanted after the first one. So the first one I'll always love because of just it's groundbreaking. I was in college. I was like, oh, they got Optimus Prime, he transformed fighting the bill. But then Michael Bay just you can't just blow things up and make me feel like I'm gonna be okay with that. Anyway. First of all, Six on the Ground, I'm gonna talk to you offline because it's a Netflix movie directed by Michael Bay, post-production, horrible.
Wow.
But Bumblebee, story, again, connected to source material, but story and then had action.
Yeah.
And I was bought in because of the story. And then when the action came, I said, oh, that's Transformers, right? That's dope. And you gave me my tiny Bumblebee again. You gave me the no talk, just beep beep beep. Like I thoroughly enjoyed Bumblebee, and I actually can't wait for them to build off of that.
There you go. That's a great answer because I feel the exact same way. So we bring in my man Jay-Z Productions, 26 on YouTube. He does an awesome podcast himself. Hey Joe, how you doing, my man?
Doing good. How are you doing?
Good, man.
That's pretty good.
Good to see you.
Good to see you too.
Awesome. So you're here. We're gonna extend the show because I definitely want to get your perspective on a couple of topics we talked about earlier today. First off, Wanda Vision. Did you see it? Did you like it? Did you hate it? What?
I've seen probably the first 2 episodes. I still have to finish the whole thing. Sorry.
Oh. So what you feel about the first 2 episodes so far? Because
they're pretty good. Pretty good. I like them.
Pretty good?
I like them.
Okay. Interesting. Because a lot of people didn't like. People said the show picked up after the 3rd episode and then onward. So you say you like the first 2 episodes?
Yeah.
Nice.
I like the character development and like the characters in general.
Excellent. So because I have you here, you're a content creator. You create. You have amazing interviews with a lot of celebrities, a lot of sports figures, which is amazing. And if you want to share how old you are, you can. You're in your 20s, right? Early 20s, I believe.
20.
Right. So you're part of the new. You're in this new generation of social media and of just this everything in your face, bam. So how do you feel the comic book arena is right now for you? Like me and Color is Everything, we have a history because we grew up with it. We kind of was during the heyday when it was just getting off his feet, starting to get moving. But you guys are in the pre, I would say the MCU era of cinema.
Yeah,
I remember Joel Schumacher, and that was like okay, that's where comic book movies is. It's campy, it's cheesy, and stuff like that. But you guys are now in this. So how do you feel about being in this era? And do you think it could get better or worse?
I wish I was back then, just in the 80s, 90s to read all the comics back in the day, That's what I wish.
Excellent. That's fine. So another thing we touched on, Joe, we touched on DC. How do you feel about DC?
I don't like, to be honest, Snyder after Batman vs. Superman. Oh, he went downhill, bro. Sorry. He went downhill,
Do you think we can get back?
Maybe. Depends. Depends. Makes sense.
Okay.
It makes sense.
So it's so, like I said, it's very, the dynamic right now is very interesting because I feel like I've seen the worst that comic book movies have to offer, and I've seen the best that they can offer to where I could be, all right, this movie is trash. I hate it. Give me out the movie theaters. And then you're sitting in your seat watching the credits roll up, and you're just like, where do I go in life? Like, how do I move on? That's how I felt when I watched Infinity War. I sat there just like a good 10 minutes afterwards, like, how do I live? Like, how do I live after this? So I guess my question to both of you, Brickman and Jay-Z, have you felt that that the comic book arena has changed your perspective of the world?
Yeah, I think it has. I think it has, like, just most of the things that you see in like the old comic book movies that you would see, like the very old ones, like 1999 Batman and like the Batman Begins, Dark Knight, and all that. Those movies I love. The movies that they have now, like let's say like Kick-Ass or something, or Justice League and all that, they are just I don't like them. Suicide Squad can just go right in the trash can along with James Gunn or something. But like his old one can go in the garbage.
I mean, like what was it? Slither? Was that what you talking about? Or
no? What was the director of the original Suicide Squad?
Irrelevant.
What was it?
What?
Wasn't it Jay? What was it? The original director for Suicide Squad, you said?
Yeah.
Wasn't it James Ayer?
I think it was. I'm not sure. I'm just gonna go with your buddy here. Irrelevant. Exactly.
It was David Ayer. Yeah, David Ayer.
David Ayer. Yeah.
David Ayer. Okay. David Ayer can just go in the garbage. The story just wasn't good.
Listen, we're gonna sign off on with Color is Everything. I want to keep you guys on just for a little bit. I do want to I have some more questions I want to ask you guys, the young men here. So Color is Everything, man. Thank you as always for stopping by, for coming through, sharing your perspective, wealth of knowledge. Where can people find you?
Again, on IG, Color is Everything. And obviously here, whenever I'm invited, because I love talking geek. I love talking pop culture. Geeks from the world.
All right. My man.
Color is Everything. You can follow me on Instagram. I'll follow you back.
Will do. And I see you, JC Productions. I definitely will be subscribing, jumping on that while I'm doing some other stuff in the crib. So I'll be listening to y'all still.
Excellent. All right, man. Appreciate you, bro. All right. So now I have you guys here real quick. We're gonna just want to spend a little bit of time with you guys because I want to understand things from your perspective. But before we do that, Jay-Z Production, like I said, you do a lot of interviews, you do a lot of podcasts. I believe you're on episode 69 or 70? Is that right?
Currently, today I posted episode 65, but episode 69, ooh, that's amazing. Episode 69, I'll just tell you that. It's amazing.
Awesome. That's
cool,
man.
There's some acting in there with some people. I actually get to act. I directed something in there. You have to see.
Whoa, that is nice. So
I'll definitely subscribe to your channel, J2.
Actually. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Definitely. So let me ask you this. So you are a young content creator. How long you had your YouTube channel for about?
Well, are you talking about just in general or just when I started making content?
When you started making content?
Quarantine, pretty much. Almost like, yeah.
Oh, wow. Yeah. So about a year now.
Yeah.
Wow. Nice.
And then I started doing a positive. Sorry to interrupt you.
Oh, you're good. No, tell me.
The only reason I started doing podcasts is just to spread like a positive impact, if that makes sense.
Oh yeah, definitely. No, definitely, absolutely. That's as a content creator, you can either create content that is positive or negative.
Yeah.
It's hard to really find the line in between, so you really have to choose a side. So that's pretty awesome that you're doing these interviews and some of the people that you've been interviewing. So I know that you started interviewing what was it DBZ and anime voice actors and such, and and then you started doing some hockey players and other sports figures and stuff like that. Is that right?
Yep, you got it.
So so how do you, as a content creator, as a young man, how are you finding your niche in this world of where we are? How do you find your niche?
Like, how do I find my people? Or sorry.
Meaning what brings people or people that you interview to you? What is so special about Jay-Z Productions?
Just love to spread positive vibes, make sure everybody's healthy and nice and cool with each other, And before, sorry to cut you off, I've had somebody on Gotham before on the podcast. I saw a Brickman type before on the podcast.
Oh, okay, nice. Got you. Excellent. So let me move on to Brickman real quick, because Brickman, you're starting to get into the YouTube as far as making content. You build beautiful mosaics out of Lego, so that is kind of like you've been your niche in the world. So tell me what it is that that makes your type of art special or different.
Well, to make my art, I usually use a 48 by 48 base plate or a 32 by 32 base plate. I use different pieces with a bunch of Legos. I use silver pieces. I use black pieces, like just all colors of the rainbow, basically. And so funny story. The reason why I started making mosaics is because my art teacher was teaching us about it.
All right.
Was Mrs. Soko, and basically when I started taking art class at my high school, she said about mosaics, you should look up how to build a Lego mosaic. And I was like, sounds like a cool thing. Then around June, it was my friend Xander's birthday, and Xander is the one who helped me create Brickman. So the thing is that he said that he really wanted something from me. He wanted me something to build him out of Legos. Build something he saw my Michael Jackson one that I made. So he asked me for something else like that. So he said that his favorites is he likes Ghostbusters. He likes, he likes Michael Jackson kind of things. He likes just anything like Sonic or something or Mario. And I said, what? I think I'm going to do something Ghostbusters. So I looked up how to build the Ghostbusters logo in Lego, found a picture of it, and just copied it all off the picture and built it.
Nice.
And this was all flat tiles. They were all flat tiles, and I was like, and then when I wrapped it up as a gift and gave it to Xander, he opened it up. He was crying in tears.
Wow.
He loved it. He absolutely loved it. So most of the pieces were glowing in the dark.
That's amazing. Amazing.
And so then when he said, "Thank you so much for giving this to me," he's like you should keep the pieces. I'm like, no, dude, this is for you. This is your birthday gift. You get to keep it. You get to frame it. You get to have it on your wall. And he's like, "Oh, dude, you should start a business. Maybe call it Brickman Mosaics Art, maybe." And I'm like, maybe.
There you go.
And what do you know? Started making mosaics after that. So
excellent.
Yeah.
So
but I think right now from making mosaics, I'm taking a break right now because I have a lot of schoolwork to get done, and
awesome.
I'm still
that's understood. At the end of the day, school is vital. It's important. So you have to find that balance between what you love to do, your art, your content creating, and your education. As an older man, a lot of my art and my creativity had to kind of be put on a schedule, if you will, because being an art major myself, that was the only time I really had to be creative by doing art for school. And I didn't really do a lot outside of school, whether it was little commission work here and there, but it's just the price that you pay when it comes to your education and such. But let's get back to some comic stuff. So I'm going to play a bit of a game with you guys. All right. It's a really simple game. I'm going to tell you two different products. You're just going to tell me which one you like the best. Okay. All right. Ready, Brickman?
Yep.
All right, cool. Bromance or romance?
Romance.
Bromance.
Romance.
Bromance. Okay. So, bromance. Who has the better bromance? Falcon and Winter Soldier or Cyborg and Flash?
I'm gonna have to go with the first one, my dude. First one.
So, Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Yep.
They got a better bromance. Okay. What do you think? What do you think, Jay-Z?
You cut out when you were saying that. Sorry.
No problem. Which in the realm of bromance, who has the better bromance? Falcon and Winter Soldier, or Cyborg and Flash?
I'd say the Falcon one. Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Falcon Winter Soldier. Okay.
Mhm.
I would concur with you guys. I think they have a better bromance, even though their bromance is tricky. It's funny, but I like theirs. All right. Next round.
All right.
Let me see. Let me see. I'm gonna try to keep this clean. Marvel women, DC women.
Marvel women, dude.
Marvel women. Okay. What do you say, Jay-Z?
Marvel Woman all the way. I'm not gonna say anything, but Marvel Woman all the way.
Okay. So it's not that type of category. I promise you. So now, Marvel women. Who's stronger?
All right. Captain Marvel.
Wanda Maximoff
Oh.
or Carol Danvers? Now let me give you some caveat first.
Okay.
So
Okay. What was it again?
Is Wanda Maximoff or Carol Danvers? But don't answer yet. Both of them has hidden potential. Both of them receive their power from a stone, from an infinity stone. And 3, they're just reaching the peak of their power. So given those 3 contents, who do you think would win?
DC women, dude.
Wanda.
Wanda?
Wanda.
I'm gonna say Wanda. Actually, never mind.
Okay. Wanda. All right. I think it's a toss-up.
Remy was trying to get me to vote for DC women.
I see him. Don't let Remy get in your head, man. He's not on here. You're on here. He'll be on here soon enough. All right. Let's do another one. Villains. The category is villains, all right?
Okay.
Oh.
Marvel, MCU. Now there's a difference. Marvel, MCU.
I'd say Marvel.
I say Marvel too.
Marvel? All right.
Like MCU it's okay, but Marvel has some pretty good villains. Like you got a Deadpool villain.
Mm-hmm.
Deadpool villains are awesome. You got Juggernaut, which is awesome.
Okay.
You got Francis, who's kind of a douchebag, but okay.
Yeah. So here's the 2 that I'm gonna give you. Out of the Marvel villains, who's the better villain? Because technically, whoever has not appeared on an MCU movie, I'm still categorizing them as a Marvel villain. So let's put that, Dr. Doom or Galactus.
Doom.
Galactus.
Dr.
Galactus.
Doom.
Okay. So we got a split here. Doom or Galactus. So let me ask you this, Joe. Why did you say Doom?
You guys hear me?
Yeah, you got your back.
Sorry. It keeps cutting out. I'm sorry.
No, it's all right. So you said Dr. Doom.
Yes.
All right. So why?
I just like his powers more. Like I like his I forgot the power name, but like the green stuff he does. You know what I mean? I forgot the name of it. That power.
Okay. Nice. I like that. What about you, Brickman? You said Galactus.
I said Galactus because Galactus is big like me.
You guys got
Big, he's strong. He wears that really cool hat, and he's, he looks like me and sounds like me. Like he's gonna I'm gonna destroy the Avengers. Like I'm like, I kind of just want to destroy Spider-Man the most.
Wow.
And you guys, sorry, you guys said Deadpool, right?
Yeah.
Like we're talking about Deadpool.
Yeah. Oh,
Deadpool.
check that out.
Ah,
Awesome tea, man. Awesome tea.
Thank
I
you.
did. I
Nice.
did a Deadpool pixel art once, actually.
Wow, that's cool.
Never posted it. I did post it a long time ago, but got deleted.
So I like the two of those answers that you gave for those two characters. I'm leaning a little bit more towards Doctor Doom, only because just given his comic book past, I feel as though that I feel as though that's a really awesome character to really develop into a long lasting villain. I think Galactus is more of a big time one time villain as opposed to Doctor Doom, where he could be more of a Loki type villain. Like he has that longevity. That's why I kind of see the two. But cool. All right, two more guys. Two more.
All
right. Places. Okay.
Okay.
Marvel or DC places.
Hmm.
Do you mean like Avengers Tower and all that? Is that what you mean?
More like cities. Like
New York.
yeah,
LA.
like that. But then you have DC.
Dang, that's actually a good one. I'm gonna say Gotham, DC.
Gotham, DC. Okay.
I think Marvel, because I like New York City. I don't know why. I just like New York City personally.
Got you. Okay. So there's a split. So Marvel has more of the grounded, realistic cities, while DC has more of the kind of fantasy cities. So I'm actually going to lean towards Brickman's side when it comes to cities. I think, Metropolis, Gotham, Star City. I think that to create that kind of world of mystery and enchantment almost with these fictional cities, it gives you a little bit of a stretch on how these cities are put together. Where New York, I've been to New York, I've seen New York, thousands of times. So when I see certain things in the movie, I'm like, yeah, that doesn't belong there because that's always there. I can identify with the city, and with Metropolis, I want to just suspend my disbelief and see these different things that's there. So that's the balance that I see here. Last one. All right. Movies. Marvel's. Let me see let me try to find a movie that's a good comparison together.
What about Spider-Man, the Spider-Man film franchise?
Spider-Man actors. Tom Holland.
Yeah. All right. Let's go that way. Spider-Man actors. So let's see. We have Tobey Maguire,
Andrew Garfield, and Tom
Holland. And I forget the. All right, let's stick with live action. So we got three.
Yeah.
So which one's the best?
All right, I already got my pick.
Okay.
I'm gonna let J2 say it first, and then I'm gonna say it.
Okay. Right. I don't personally. I like Andrew Garfield because he's like funny, at least with his character, in my opinion. He's funnier.
All right. Pizza time.
Toby.
Oh, interesting. Why not? So how do you guys feel about Tom Holland then?
I don't like that guy personally.
Not me. I do not like Tom Holland. Tom Holland is okay, but Toby is the original Spider-Man and has always been the greatest Spider-Man.
Wow.
Because
sorry, go ahead.
Because there's so many actors that can come back for Spider-Man 3, meaning you've got Electro, which is that's amazing Spider-Man's universe. Andrew Garfield, and then you got Doc Ock, who's from the Sam Raimi universe, and then you're hearing that Willem Dafoe is coming back to be in Spider-Man 3. Yeah. That's Tobey Maguire's Green Goblin.
So here's the thing. When the first Spider-Man movie came out, I'm going to go out on a limb and say that you guys were babies when the first movie came out.
Yeah.
Guys were babies.
Spider-Man 2, or not Spider-Man 2, Spider-Man 1 was released in 2002. That's the year when I was born. So when that released, I was probably about like 6 months. 6 months old.
Wow.
Because it was released in June. So.
And Jay-Z, you were about maybe a year old, maybe, give or take. So you guys were wow. I feel real old right now.
Mm-hmm.
So when that movie came out, I saw that movie in movie theaters. I was in high school around that time. And, at that time, that was, to me, the best that comic book movies could be at the time, because we didn't have much, at that time. Now in where we are now, it's so interesting to me that you guys would choose those two actors as your favorites. While for me, I think that Tom Holland is probably the best Spider-Man that there's been, in my opinion. I love Tobey Maguire. He's always going to have a special place for me because he's the first Spider-Man. But looking at him as an actor, I saw that you're not a high school student. You look like you're a high school student, but you're not a high school student. I can see that you're older. And Andrew Garfield, though I love his approach to the character, didn't seem nerdy at all to me. He seemed like the type that was just that cool. He's very smart, but he's also very cool with a lot of people. And he could do certain things that, he didn't seem like a nerd. Like Tom Holland, to me, he looks like, and not to body shame or say anything negative like that, but when I first saw him, I said, yeah, that's a nerdy kid in Queens. He looks like a nerdy kid in Queens. Like, he looks like he wouldn't fight with anybody. He looks like he gets bullied. Like he physically looks, and he's young. He's the youngest. He was the youngest actor to play Spider-Man. The other actors, they were well into their 20s, close to their 30s when they played Spider-Man. While Tom Holland, he was around 19 when he started the role as Spider-Man.
Yeah.
So, I kind of had a better appreciation for Tom Holland. So that's a very interesting result. I did not expect to hear the answers that I got from you two. Wow.
I'm gonna mind blown.
That's how I feel. What was that, Brett?
I'm gonna say this. I actually have a would you rather for you guys. It's a villain. Okay.
Okay. Let's go.
Right. Topher Grace or Tom Hardy?
Ooh, for Venom. Well, you're tossing because my Topher Grace is my favorite actor of all time, so you're tossing that.
You know what, Dizzy? I'm kind of on the same. I have a kind of bias towards Topher Grace. I love that 70s show growing up as a kid. That's the reason why my YouTube channel says That Comic Show. I kind of pulled inspiration from that show. Wow. Let me see, but if I'm thinking Marvel movies, Topher Grace versus Tom Hardy.
It's a tough choice. It's tough.
That's a tough one. I'm leaning towards Tom Hardy because it was a full-length movie. It was more time dedicated to his character. However, the Topher Grace was more comic accurate to me because he knew Peter Parker. He got his power from Peter Parker, as opposed to just Venom just having all the Spider-Man abilities without him even being attached or bonded to Spider-Man before he bonded to Eddie Brock. So there's a difference between their approach. But man, if I'm thinking comic accurate to an extent, I'm going to lean on Topher Grace for that. But visually, I did like Tom Hardy's version of Venom better. So that's where I am with that.
Personally, like Venom and Carnage. I like Carnage more than Venom in my opinion because the colors and the backstory. It's just me.
So are you excited for Venom 2? That's supposed to have Carnage in it.
Venom with the Carnage. That's why I was announcing this whole Venom thing.
Right.
Which one do you like is better? What I'm excited to hear from Lego, however, I'm excited to hear that Lego might be making a Carnage head bust set,
Hmm.
and it's supposed to be at least $100.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's going to be interesting. Usually that they'll probably release it closer to the movie's date. And I
Yeah.
think that movie comes out this year, if I'm not mistaken.
June.
June? Okay.
June.
Oh, that's
June.
hard. Like, I haven't seen any advertisements for it. So
Well, they released the title reveal.
okay. So
June 25th, it helps. June 25th.
June 25th this
June
year?
20th. Yes. Occupancy.
Whoa, June 25th. That's like right around the corner.
Yeah.
So Woody Harrison, Woody Harrison is the character playing
Carnage. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Carnage.
And it said that, like, Kevin Feige announced that we're also going to be getting an actual villain movie called Carnage, and it will be rated R. It will be rated R.
It has to be.
It has to be. Yeah, exactly.
It has to
And
be.
it will be an origin story, and the scary part about it is, he said it will be a full-on gory horror movie.
My question then would be, So I have thoughts about that. One, I think that's perfect. It needs to be that. It needs to be like that. It needs to be crazy and gory and all that. It has to be that. But if we're going to get Venom 2 with Carnage, how much Carnage? Because I'm assuming Carnage would be the featured antagonist or villain in the story. So I guess I wouldn't. I guess I wouldn't want to see a full-length Carnage movie before or after the Venom 2. I would rather see that first, then Venom 2, so I can get an idea of what kind of Carnage we're dealing with. So
yeah,
it's going to be interesting what they do with that if they go that route.
Can I tell you? Oh, sorry to interrupt. I was going to say just a quick.
What I was going to say is that Venom 2 is basically the Carnage movie takes place after Venom 2, so it's going to be after Carnage breaks out of prison. So at the very so some spoilers, if you will, if I can say it.
Sure.
There has been some spoilers saying that the very beginning of the movie, Carnage breaks out of prison and is going on full Carnage kill. He's about to kill everyone. And so he gets this basically Woody Harrelson, as you see in the end credit scene of the first Venom movie, he says, "Hi Eddie, when I get out of here, and I will, there's going to be carnage," meaning hinting that when he gets out of there, he's going to go full blown kill everyone. That's why Venom 2 is going to be rated R, because of how much carnage there's going to be, how much carnage Carnage is going to do to kill to get what he wants, basically.
Okay.
So
you were saying something as well?
I think how Venom 2 in my prediction might end. Maybe he'll go back to jail and then he'll escape for his film.
Yeah, that's what I could see.
Got you.
Okay. I'm also seeing that if we're getting a full movie of Carnage, it's going to go back to Carnage's childhood when he was a child, when he was really evil.
So when he did all that stuff in the comic.
Yeah. If you not have read the comics about Carnage in the past, about
he's crazy
his childhood, it's dark. It is really, really scary and very, very, very dark. It's disgusting. It's absolutely disgusting. So if you didn't know about Carnage's childhood, let me read this on Safari or whatever. Let me check.
I know some by heart if I could tell you that. I know some things. You guys want to know.
You're cutting out.
Oh, it's cutting out. So Jay-Z, a little bit into
I can't hear you. I'm sorry, Corey, because of the noise.
Yeah, Brickman, you good?
Did Carnage get you, bro?
Yeah, I'm good.
All right.
I'm
Go
good.
ahead. All right. What were you saying?
You're
Okay, give me a second.
Yeah, Brickman, and then you. Casey.
Oh, your voice is a little distorted, Corey. Give me a sec.
I think Carnage is getting him.
Okay,
It's the only thing that's going on.
Okay, so
As soon as we started talking about Carnage, then all this stuff started happening.
Yeah.
okay, unplug my phone. So when Carnage was younger, he was getting bullied at school, and his dad was like a drinker. His dad was always a drinker. He was an alcoholic, and he really wanted him to like behave and more, be more appropriate to like his schoolmates. And he had this feeling in his mind that he wanted to kill someone. So what he did is that he killed his dad first, killed his mom, and then killed his dog and hanged him, basically.
Wait, sorry, time out. Can we talk about that stream? I'm sorry.
So, about Carnage. So, Carnage, like when Carnage was younger, his mom, like basically when he was younger, when he was like in elementary school or like kindergarten or whatever, he was always an evil kid. He never got like little voices in his head to tell him to do something. He just did it. Like got away with it and all that. So the one thing he wanted to do was that he killed his dad, he killed his mom, he killed his baby sister while she was sleeping, and then hanged his dog. So yeah.
So just a disclaimer, everybody, real quick. This is part of a comic book series. This is part of a comic book series, correct? Of Carnage.
Yes. Carnage.
So yeah, so there's there's some content that might not be so
suitable,
insensitive to the ears. So just letting you guys know. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
I think after this stream we should make it age restricted.
I'll deal with that on the back end.
All right.
All right. Man. Oh man. Okay, so Jay-Z, tell me a little bit what you know.
I remember I read. Okay, I don't want to be too graphic, but I remember I read like in a comic that he like threw like a TV when his I don't know something. I think he threw a TV in a shower when somebody was showering, and he threw his grandma down the stairs. Or something. I think I read that somewhere.
Oh my gosh,
this guy was crazy.
So the wow. So if they decide to do a movie like that, Carnage,
yes.
it has to speak to the name of the movie, Carnage, because everything you guys said is Carnage.
Yeah.
Not even the character, just human nature.
Pure Carnage.
Yeah. So it's going to be interesting to see if they do that. Only because it's oh wow. It's really dark. It's really
very dark. And
with Marvel.
Okay, so Marvel said like they're not going to make it extremely dark like as his origin story is like from the comics. They're going to be true to the character because of how violent he is, but they're like basically like it says Carnage is a serial killer. He's not just a serial killer, he's a cannibal too. That's from the comics.
Wow.
And I don't want to see that in a Marvel movie. I don't want to see Carnage eating people.
I don't want to see that either.
Ugh, it's just it just grosses me out if I think about it.
Yeah. So real quick, guys, because we're gonna be wrapping up very soon. Let's leave on a high note because I don't want to leave the stream with the image of Carnage. So let's leave on a high note. There are some reports saying that Iron Man. Oh, actually, you know what? I'll save that for another day. Tonight, today is International Women's Day. So we are. So we touched on a lot of this last week, so I didn't want to kind of rehash it. But since I have you guys on, as far as women in the comic book world, who is your favorite female superhero?
Wow, that's actually a really good question. I think my favorite female superhero has got to be Miss Marvel.
Kamala.
The way she stretches and like how how long her arms reach and stuff. Probably reach the cookie jar.
No, nice.
But like the way she helps Spider-Man, I like Miss Marvel. She's just my favorite superhero, and like she's like this, high school student that becomes a part of Shield,
Yeah.
helps out Spider-Man a lot. Just I can't wait for the new Miss Marvel movie to come out. I can't wait.
Absolutely. Excellent. Jay-Z?
I think Wonder Woman, in my opinion. Wonder Woman.
Woman?
Mm-hmm.
Nice. I would say my favorite female superhero. That's actually a really good question because I have quite a few that I really like. I would say though, my favorite is Storm. The reason why is because not from the movies, but just from the comic books, the type of woman she is. Very strong, very independent. She has control of the weather, which is a godlike ability. And I always thought that was just really, really awesome to have that type of power and for her to be a queen as well. I just thought she was just really awesome. And she's always been one of my favorite women superheroes. So, well, listen, guys. Wow. Thank you so much for joining. I'm so happy to get the young perspective. So yeah, definitely. So before we go and sign off, Jay-Z, let's do some promotion. Let's promote yourself. Tell us that.
I'll go. You can find me out on YouTube at Jay-Z Productions 26. I interview actors, actresses, voice actresses, athletes, other YouTubers, etc. And then on Instagram is Joe_Zito_26.
And who are you going to be interviewing? Well, can we ask who you're going to be interviewing?
Sure. Go ahead. Like upcoming posting or just who I'm just recording with soon?
Who are you going to be recording with soon?
Well, pretty soon I got a couple actors and actresses coming on from different shows like more Dragon Ball Z people, more Yu-Gi-Oh.
That's cool.
So if you guys are anime fans, this is the guy to follow. You get to hear it straight from the actual actors and actresses. That's awesome, man.
Believe it or not, like a couple episodes ago, I posted an interview with Merrick from Yu-Gi-Oh. If you remember Merrick.
Okay, yeah. I think I remember seeing that post. Nice. Awesome. So, Joe, I'm extremely proud of you, man.
Thank you.
From the time I met you till now, you're definitely, every time you're posting of these new people that you're talking to, I just like, man, this guy needs to have like a huge platform, because this is cool because like you're also giving these voice actress and actors a voice. And I'll share this with you. The voice actor you spoke to was Gohan, right? You spoke to Gohan one time?
I've spoke to all of them basically.
Well, I guess I forgot the guy's name. The older gentleman that plays Gohan.
The older Gohan, Kyle Aber.
Yeah. So I remember seeing him on another YouTube channel. And I was like, man, he looks so familiar. Like, where did I see this guy before? And I was like, Jay-Z Production. So it clicked with me. I was like, oh my gosh, look at that. He was talking to this guy a while ago, and now I'm seeing this guy in another place. But listen, man, I'm just proud of you, man. I'm proud of all the work that you're doing and all the things that you're doing. And I can't wait to see who you have at your 100th episode.
All right. I have that planned already. So
got it planned already? Don't say nothing. I want to be surprised, man. Excellent, man. I'm so proud of you, bro.
Also, sorry to interrupt. I actually, believe it or not, a couple episodes ago launched a website too.
Okay.
And I was happy to interview this guy. Let me show you. Sorry about that. Sorry to take up your time, Corey.
No, you're good, man. Promote yourself, man. This is all about you.
Sorry, it's loading. I believe it or not, he probably knows Brickman because he's like around the same age as me. But I've actually
I'm 19, actually.
I've interviewed this guy. I don't know if you guys can see.
Hold on, let me make your screen a little bigger.
Oh, okay. Oh, sorry about that. Let me turn down the brightness. Maybe that help. Can you guys see it?
Okay, he looks familiar.
Do you guys know who that is?
I don't know, actually.
I can't see you guys now.
Oh no, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. All good. Yeah. He's actually the author and illustrator of Diary of Lumpy Kid.
Really?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Interviewed him.
That's awesome. You interviewed him. You interviewed him or you're interviewing him in the future?
Oh, he was episode 62. already posted.
Look at me. Slow to the party.
I'm definitely subscribing, dude. I'm definitely subscribing.
Thank you, Brickman. Really appreciate that, my dude. Anything helps, you know.
Unless you subscribe to me.
I got you. So let me know what your links are. I like to help others out, so I got you.
Well,
Okay.
speaking of which,
Subscribe to me at
tell us where we can find you.
and space mosaics art. I have 78 subscribers.
79 soon. Let me look this up.
79, yeah.
Nice. So, Brickman, where else can we find you?
You can also find me on my Instagram page at Brickman Mosaics Art on Instagram.
Awesome.
And yeah, that's about it. You can also find me on Lego Ideas too.
Hey, there we go. So
Yeah.
you have a idea on there?
I had the Haunted Mansion on there.
Yeah, that's it. That's it, Jay-Z. You got him.
Subscribe.
Yeah.
That's about-
Thanks, man.
Awesome. So you say you have the Haunted Mansion up there?
Yeah, I had the Haunted Mansion on there. I want to delete it, but I kind of want to make it into an actual set.
Okay. Excellent.
I want Disney to take my idea and make it into an actual set so people can build it and have fun building it, because I would love the Haunted Mansion to become an official set. And also we're getting that movie from Katie Dippold soon. With Katie Dippold working on she's the co-creator for working on Ghostbusters 2016.
Oh, okay. That's cool. That's dope.
She's gonna work with James Wan on Haunted Mansion.
Nice. Excellent.
Excellent.
Oh my gosh, guys! Once again, thank you so much for coming on. I hope everybody enjoyed it. We try to keep this our show under an hour, about an hour. And the last two episodes we've gone over time, but it's for a good reason. I want to get the perspective of the young men here. I'm an old guy, so my perspective is old. So I love to get it from the perspective from the young viewers and the young men here. So once again, thank you so much for joining. I truly appreciate it. You will see these guys again for future episodes, so we could talk some more comic stuff, talk some more, stuff that's going on in the world because of comics. Next week, we're going to have some experts, some comic book experts, not comic book movie experts, comic book experts. So we're going to try to dig into their brains a little bit and try to see if there's a connection between what's going on in the Marvel TV universe versus what happened in the comic book. So that's going to be a real treat for you guys next week. So once again, everybody, stay tuned. Please go and subscribe to us, That Comic Show. One second, Joe. What were you saying? Sorry.
Is there anybody you guys want on the podcast? I just need recommendations from you guys.
Okay, so guys, if you can, please go and find Joe, Jay-Z Productions 26 on YouTube. What was it? You said Joe _Zito
on Joe _Zito _26.
All right. So please go and find him there too. Give him some suggestions of who you think you want to see on his podcast. All right. You can definitely give him some suggestions, and hopefully you'll get to see some of your favorite voice actresses, what have you. Once again, everybody, thank you so much for joining. Please go and subscribe to That Comic Show, and let us know how we're doing. Please comment on the videos, like, share, and subscribe, and all that stuff. Subscribe to these two awesome young men, and we will see you on the next time. All right. Take care, everybody. Sam's out. Peace.